Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Diverse Conversations. My name is Dahlia Manette, and I am your host today. I'd like to take you on board to hear something that is not about what's happening in the world of music, but about a nonprofit organization that is very near and dear to my heart, and that is the African Link Initiative, or ALI. In 2019, I received a phone call from founder Shazelle Muhammad Nian, and she asked me to come on board to help out with the organization. And I am so proud and honored to have then been invited to become an advisory board member. But enough about me. I'd like you to meet Shazelle Muhammad Nian as she tells you about the African Link Initiative, or ALI, and meet the students, 5 of them, who have gone on to do the next part of the program, which is the TEDx Student Talk. So we have Elizabeth, Nia, Jermaine, Aoife, and Xavier. And their links will be provided below so that you could see their very first presentation. But now please, listen to Shazelle Muhammad Nian. Thank you.
My name is Shazelle Muhammad Nian, and I'm the founder of African Link Initiative, or ALI for short. ALI is an evidence-based identity development program that is transforming the way that teens of African descent see and experience their world and their possibilities by first transforming how they see and experience themselves and the continent of Africa. ALI has 3 parts and culminates in a birthright trip to Ghana. ALI was really birthed from my own childhood experience where I felt like I became violently disconnected from my blackness. When I was about 6 or 7 years old, I remember waking up in the middle of the night to my family screaming, crying, and telling me to get down, don't look outside, don't look out the window. Of course, I looked out the window, and I saw a cross burning in our front yard. The trauma from that experience, although I didn't realize it at the time, stuck with me and stays with me till today. Once you see something like that in your own yard, it's something you really cannot easily cleanse yourself of. For decades, I spent decades wrestling with my African American identity. Many times not understanding what it meant to be African. I didn't know anyone in Africa. I didn't know anything about Africa. I didn't know about Africans. Yet, at the same time, I didn't quite feel like I was American either. Americans, in my experience, didn't look like me and didn't seem to need nor want me or anyone that looked like me. So for a time, it felt perhaps a bit trapped. W.E.B. Du Bois, in his book, The Souls of Black Folks, he talks about this juxtaposition between being African and American. And when I read that, it so resonated with me because I said, that's what I was going through. And it's this world that you live between for so long that you don't feel like you're quite either one. In 2019, I took my own birthright trip to the continent of Africa, and that changed everything. Now, I will say that before I went to Africa, I had the idea for ALI in my head because even then, I knew what my problem was. And I knew enough Black adults like me that had similar challenges and problems. By that I mean the struggle to be African American, to not know anything about Africa, have a longing there, but you don't know anything about who you are, what country do you even go to? And where we come from is truly at the root of that struggle. So I knew that in working with the Boys and Girls Club, who I'd been working with for a while at that point, I knew that I wanted to serve the kids there. And I knew that they could benefit from a program like this. So then I went about doing my research. I talked with the teens. I looked at the data that the organization had already gathered on what the challenges they had, what they had tried in the past, what worked, what didn't work. And then I did another series of interviews and a lot of data gathering. And I put all this information together, and it really solidified my belief and my experience that African Americans, really people of African descent, we need to connect to our ancestral heritage in order to be successful in our current lives and really to envision our futures. You know, there's a saying by the late Dr. Reverend Joseph Lowry that goes, if you don't know where you come from, it is hard to understand where you are. and even more difficult to see where you're going. And that is the epitome of my struggle as a kid and as a teen. And I was determined to not let it be the story of my struggle as an adult. Going one step further, my background being in learning and development, I knew I could design a program that could give to young people what I felt like I needed as a teenager, a sense of my Black identity and a sense of safety in being Black. And our next cohort of scholars is starting soon. So our application period is open. To nominate your child or a child that you know to be a scholar in our program, you can go to our website and click at the top, nominate a scholar. You can also find us on Facebook, African Link Initiative, and on Instagram, African Link Initiative. We look forward to hearing from you and pouring into your child. If you want to donate to African Link Initiative to help the work that we're doing every day, to also help our students to take their birthright trips to the continent in 2022, all donations are tax deductible, as allowed by law, through our partnership with the United Way of Greater Mercer County.
My name's Elizabeth Theraville. I'm 17 years old. I'm in 12th grade, and I'm an African Initiative Scholar, and now I'm a TED Talker.
Okay, my name is Nia Joy Singleton. I'm a 9th grader. I am an African Link Initiative Scholar and now a TED student speaker.
My name is Tremaine Bourne Jr. I am in the 12th grade and currently 17 years old. I was previously an African Link Initiative Scholar and currently I'm a TEDx speaker.
My name is Aoife Tella Swan and I'm 15 in the 10th grade. I am an African Link Initiative Scholar and now I'm a TEDx speaker.
My name is Xavier Penn. I'm 14 years old. I'm a 9th grader attending the Lawrenceville School. I am a Ali scholar, and now I am a TEDx speaker.
I feel very accomplished. While I was talking, I was really nervous, but I'm glad that I got to have this experience.
I'm happy that I got it done, but I'm still very nervous and anxious because I just want to know how good I did.
I feel ecstatic that I went through all the work and it's great to see the results of it. And I'm excited to see what comes next.
I feel so relieved. I was so nervous and scared before, but it wasn't that bad. I had fun on stage.
It's a mix of relief and I just honestly say relief because of the fact that I've been working so hard on that script for about like a month now, even maybe a bit more, and it's that feeling of finally being able to ideas and spread that to the world is one thing, and also it's just a culmination of all that work I've put in to make that speech. So yeah, I feel like it's like that feeling of relief. Yeah.
The title of my speech was Haiti, What Happened to Us? I chose this topic because I'm of Haitian descent, and both of my parents are immigrants, and just seeing the plight of Haiti and what's going on, all of the political corruption, the death of their president because he was assassinated, it was just all too much. And I just realized we really can't catch a break, and I wanted people to know what's going on with Haiti if they didn't know already.
The name of my speech was I Can Breathe. It was the remix of the slogan I Can't Breathe. I chose police brutality because I believe that police reform is very important because there is a lot of Black bodies and the slaughter of Black bodies that need to be fixed, and there's needs of laws that need to be changed.
So the title of the speech is Hidden History, and the topic of the speech is really about uncovering the history that's been hidden about African Americans in this country. And I talk about like the process I went through when I was younger, like researching about gerrymandering, redlining, and lost cause revisionism, and how that really had a major impact on how I viewed myself in the world.
The name of my TEDx title is How Black Women's Pain Contributed to Medical Science. I chose this topic because this isn't really talked about in mainstream media and not even in the Black community a lot, and I wanted to shed light onto it.
So the title of my talk was The Black Monolith, the single story of the Black experience in film. And basically I was talking about how in film specifically, that black people had a lack of variety in the stories told. It was always archetypal in the way they were told. And I feel like that traced back to the 1990s with the release of movies that were christened the hood dramas at the time, like Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society. And it's not because that they were inaccurate depictions of the black experience, it's that due to their proliferation in that 1990s period, they became synonymous with the black experience. And the black experience is not a monolith. It's a variety of experiences. And to shorten it down is to destroy what the black experience truly is.
Ali was very helpful, and every time we met, we were so productive with our time. Miss Chazelle was very strategic in how we used our time and helping us to film our TED Talk. She helped us and gave us ideas if we were stuck, if we were sometimes unmotivated or tired from coming from school. So she was very helpful, and just the whole program is very pivotal for the growth of students. So I really think people should join.
Ali has been instrumental in helping me prepare by. Our lessons have been helping me with my talk because I feel open to my ideas, and Ms. Chazelle has helped me speak out more.
Well, Ali, first of all, I just want to thank Ms. Chazelle for all the work she's done in both the TEDx talk and the African Link Initiative. She's done a lot of work to make sure that we do well, and I just want to say thank you in this interview, first of all. And African Link Initiative really, I always knew oh, I'm from Africa, right? You don't really think about that, but to know oh, I'm from the Bamileke people of Cameroon, who are excellent business people, that's a legacy that you have to maintain, and that's something you come from greatness. And I've always heard that, oh, you come from greatness, you come from kings and queens, but it's really comforting and assuring to see that on paper, when you get the DNA results. So.
Ali prepared me for putting my passion into my work while also balancing it out with facts and sources and research too.
Well, Ali helped me prepare in a lot of ways. I definitely say with practicing speaking out my speech and diction, as they said, prosody, I think they said from a TED Talk we watched. It was able to help me show what ideas I wanted to really emphasize in my talk. For example, when I wanted to talk about a quote from Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's talk, The Danger of a Single Story, it was to put emphasis on that because that's an important part of my speech. And also it helped me even come up with my speech in the first place because they just said, think of your interests and then base your speech off of that. And some of my interests, one of them is writing and storytelling. And I wanted to not only mix my personal experience with watching film and what I've noticed in film, is that with that angle that I enjoy writing and that angle of what archetypes exist that make it so it lacks variety. So I think that was really what helped me come up with my speech for the African Link Initiative, helped me come up with my speech really.